It's an honor to be here today. It's my first event with Jeunesse in Europe. And it's an amazing, amazing energy that you guys have. So I hope that I can give you a little bit of science and a little bit of background about how we came to be where we are today. This is my office in Beverly Hills, and that's where I met Wendy and Randy. Let's see. And what we are focused on is being healthy and living longer, and really the science of anti-aging. 3 things are important to know when you talk about anti-aging. The 3 things that cause aging is oxidation, glycation, and the loss of cellular balance. What makes us live and be young and repair our tissues and maintain our health are stem cells. We have stem cells in every tissue of our body. Stem cells are defined by their ability to continue to make more of themselves, the ability to become a and of course there's 40 years or maybe closer to 50 years of knowledge about stem cells when it comes to treating bone marrow cancers, and they use bone marrow from one person to another to treat these cancers. However, my focus has been on stem cells from fat. 1, it's easy to get. 2, it has the most concentrated amount of stem cells of any tissue in the body. So we can use it for different applications. We use it in my clinic to treat for cosmetic reasons, for post-cancer reconstruction, for autoimmune skin diseases, and for musculoskeletal and joint damage. This is where I got my first passion for stem cell treatments. This person had a cancer, had it removed, they had radiation, and no one could fix the defect, the hole that was left in his face. His nerve endings were exposed, and the skin was burnt and attached to the bone. So he was in a lot of pain. He went to many different clinics trying to get the latest and greatest treatments available, but because he had no blood flow there, it did not work. And eventually he made it to me, and he said, "I heard you do stem cells, can you help me?" And I said, "I'll try, but I was not sure if it's going to do it." And we did 8 treatments every 3 months. And it was an amazing change as I saw his skin got better, his pain went away, and the hole was filled. And then we started doing it for cosmetic reasons. And when I was injecting the stem cells, I was seeing how everybody was getting their skin improvement in a very short time. And when you inject these cells, it takes months for the cells to take and become part of the tissues. But the change in the skin were very quick. So we said there's something else going on that's causing the changes. It's not the cells, but what the cells are producing, those factors. And we took it into the lab, and we looked at it under the the microscope, and we looked at what those cells are producing and what the effects of those factors are in the skin. In 2009, as you heard this morning, these two lovely couple, Randy and Wendy, who I adore and admire, walked into my eye. When they walked into my office, he wanted to have his knee treated because he had knee pain. So we injected his knee with the stem cells, and as we got closer, he asked me, "What else do you do?" And I told him about how these cells produce these factors, and we've developed a serum that we can use to treat skin conditions. And that's how Jeunesse was born, and the Luminesce skin line was created. Let's talk about the science behind the actual product, because what we talked about until now was what I do in my clinic, is the surgeries. But what we have made is based on this technology, APT-200, Advanced Polypeptide Technology. It's a revolutionary idea when it comes to cosmetic treatment of the skin. We've taken these polypeptides, looked at their effect, and made this combination of peptides that are novel and very hard actually to make. And they're unique. So that's why it works so well and it works so fast. So cells produce amino acids, and the amino acids are the building blocks of everything in the body. So the amino acids come together and they make peptides. The peptides, as they come together, they make polypeptides. And polypeptides come together to make protein. And that's really the essence of the technology. And this is an example of an analysis we did on the APT-200, and it shows all the factors that are in there. So what makes it so unique? Why is it so different than any other product out there? First of all, there are no cells in it. It's only the factors. There are no animal products in there. There are no strong acids. There's no irritants. They are made for the skin across the world, for all types of skin. There's no product that can do all that for every person, for all types of skin. So this is a really unique model. And again, we are targeting those problems that causes us to age. Oxidation with antioxidants, glycation with anti-glycations, vitamins, sunscreens, moisturizers, and the APT-200. They work in a synergistic effect. So they come together and work to help each other in terms of the different areas where sun damage causes one type of damage, glycation causes a different type of damage, and when you put them together, it fixes more than just that one thing by itself. All skincare starts with three basic premises. Clean the skin, get rid of the pollutants, get rid of the dirt, open up the pores. Then revitalize the skin, and of course, our main way of doing that today is with the APT-200. And once you do that, you want to lock it in, you want to moisturize it, and you want to protect it. The first thing we do, we use the Youth Restoring Cleanser to help restore the cleanliness, remove the pollutions, the clogged pores, so that everything else will actually work well once you put it onto your skin. and you should wash with the cleanser in the morning and at night. The first thing that should go onto the skin right after you wash is the Cellular Rejuvenation Serum. This one is the most concentrated of all the products with the APT 200. And you should put it on in the morning and at night. So everything is really twice a day. Here's a patient of mine. She took it and said, I'm going to test it. She put it on one hand for a month, comes back and says, look at the difference. So she was a believer. Then we have the Flawless Skin Brightener. So this works in a different way with different kinds of peptides that help specifically to even out the skin tone and to bring back luminosity to the skin. It doesn't contain anything that makes you sensitive to the sun, and it doesn't have anything that makes you very dry or irritated. So there is no hydroquinones, there is no harsh acids, and there's no photosensitizers, which are usually used for skin brightening. And here's an example after 3 months. You can see how much the overall skin is better and specific dark areas are lighter. Once we do that, we have to protect the skin. You have to put SPF 30 every day. SPF 30 protects your skin from 98% of sun rays, and if you don't put it on again, if you're going to be out in the street, or you're going to be out on a boat, or if you're going to be skiing, you need to reapply this every 2 to 3 hours. Otherwise, you're going to get the sun damage despite the fact that it's on there, because the sun keeps beating down on you, and you need to reapply it to get that protection back. In the afternoons, when you wash your face, it's important to put on the Advanced Night Repair. This is a really unique product because it's the only one that has APT 200, antioxidants, and anti-glycation. Most products don't even have any anti-glycation in it, and here we've combined all three to give us an amazing moisturizer for the evening. For the body, people used to say, we need the serum in gallons so we can bathe in it. So we created the Essential Body Renewal so that you can use it all over the body. And it contains all those ingredients that we talked about so that you can use it and get the benefit on your extremities, on your chest. And the main thing, that it's not going to be greasy, so it doesn't stick onto the skin, and it gets absorbed well. The Ultimate Lifting Mask is a way to treat the skin without irritating it. The mask can take off the dead skin layers, opens up the pores without irritating, and you can use it every day if you want, because it doesn't dry you and it doesn't take away the live skin cells. So this product, you leave it on for about 20 minutes, you peel it off, and then you put on the serum. There we go. And so just to review, this is the morning and evening regimen. And of course, as we talked about this morning, you want to put on the Envy right after you put on your moisturizer. And here are some photos that were submitted by Jeunesse members showing the results of how the skin gets improved. So you can improve not just the wrinkles, but even if you're young, you still may have some problems with the skin because of pollution, because of hormones, because of the makeup you were using. And this is an improvement in the skin, even in a young person. The neck is probably one of the hardest areas to treat even with surgery, is hard to do. And you can see the results with just the creams, and it's pretty impressive. On the chest, you can see the changes. And we send our products out to third parties to get confirmation of the fact that it can work scientifically. So they tested it using the latest technology that we have in terms of measuring wrinkles and pigment. After they studied it, they showed us that 87.5% of the people showed improvement in the wrinkles. And this is an example of one of the participants had 65% improvement. The other one had 52% improvement. And here's a gentleman who's a Jeunesse member who showed me his pictures, and he said, this is at 17 days, and this was at 51 days. And then for pigment spots, also, we had more than 50% improvement. And here's another distributor who shared their photos with me. And I think she told me she became very passionate about Jeunesse and became a double diamond. Then we tested the brightener, and you can see over 50% improvement was seen in just 4 weeks. And they did a scientific analysis using special lenses, and they saw 132% improvement in skin luminosity. And here's one of the examples of those scanners. So this person had 160% improvement in just 4 weeks. And he's an example of someone who, in my clinic, used it and saw the improvement in the overall skin luminosity, and specifically where all those dark spots were. What's amazing to me is when they asked the people who participated in the studies, would you recommend this to your family? Would you recommend this to your friends? 100% recommended to their families and friends. So that's how much they liked it. And that was a big compliment. To review, unique superiority of Luminesce is the combination and the synergistic effect of APT200, antioxidants, anti-glycations, the vitamins, the sun protection, and the moisturizers. They work together. And all products have different forms of it. So it's not the same antioxidant in one product versus the other. They're different ones. So they work in a synergistic effect. This is a woman I met in Australia, I believe. And she showed me this picture. She goes, this is me and this is my mother. So after 6 weeks, that's a pretty amazing improvement. So I thank you. I thank you for your attention. And I ask you to send me your photos, share your stories with me. Thank you very much. We're Generation Young.